All right. So, hi, Ahmed. How you going? Waving at you.
Hi, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Hello.
So, we're on a boat, but we're not really on a boat, right? Where are you?
I'm in Hawaii.
Ah, yeah. And I'm in Austin, Texas. So, we're going to learn a little bit about sailing today. Apparently, you told me that you haven't done much sailing, so we're on the boat here. In virtual reality and actual fact, we're in Sydney Harbour. This exercise for you is just to keep the boat in a straight line. And I'm going to just adjust sails a little bit, so don't worry too much about what I'm doing. And I'm just
keeping
sailing
it
the boat
straight toward the bridge.
Yep. And look, this is all we want you to do in this exercise. Because again, this is a really hard thing to do when you first get on a boat. You really don't know, and again, there's so many distractions going on that you don't know what to do. And so what we want you to do is just exactly what you're doing. You're just keeping your hand on the wheel. All right? So what I'm going to do, you're doing a great job right now. And what I want you to do is, do you see the needlepoint tower over there in the middle of the city?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so I want you to slowly just turn the boat towards that, and then I want you to hold that boat, hold the boat going exactly in that direction.
Okay.
And don't worry about me. I'm just tightening the sails up a little bit, and we're just moving.
Okay.
So let's have a look. And you're doing great. Okay, so just keep holding it here. And you know what I want you to do? Put your hand on the wheel, which you have. Just make slight little turns. Just turn the boat up a wee bit and turn it down a wee bit just to get the feel. All right, turn it back again now. Back to the needlepoint tower. So, Ahmed, that was great on the steering. Fantastic. So now what we want to do is just have a little lesson about how the sails should be approximately set. Because the first thing to do is just get them set nice, and then we can do a little fine tuning afterwards. What I want you to do now is just let's turn up into the wind. So let's turn up to maybe these buildings over here.
Okay.
That's good. And so what we're doing here is the wind is kind of tight. It's about 30 degrees. And so I'm going to show you this. When the sails are in, when you're heading close into the wind, the sails should be tight. So tight on the wind, sails in tight. So what we'll do now is we'll go across the wind, and I want to show you the sails are going to be set kind of halfway out. So let's do that. So go ahead and aim for Sydney Harbour Bridge over here. And I'm just setting the sails to be about halfway out. All right. All right, now this is across the wind. Let's turn down the wind. So let's go way over here to the right. And at that point, we want the sails almost all the way out. All right. And so that's sort of the golden rule, sails all the way out when you're going downwind. All right. Okay, so Ahmed, what we just learned just then was if the wind is, we're almost downwind. Look, there it is right there, and we can see the arrow up there. It's kind of out behind us.
That's correct.
We're going downwind. You kind of want the sails, almost all the way out. All right. And then we learned if we're going across the wind, which is over here for now, it would be Sydney Harbour Bridge. So why don't you go ahead and turn towards the Sydney Harbour Bridge, and we'll just do this one more time for everybody. And we'll watch the wind come around. Because remember, the wind's always coming from the same spot. So we're just turning up towards the wind right there. Sails are flapping, so we're going to bring them kind of halfway in. Right there. And bring this one about halfway in. All right, and this is how the sail should be set, halfway, wind across the wind halfway. One more time, we'll go straight to needlepoint tower over there. So if you turn the boat, and what we're going to do is turn the sails, trim the sails so that they're nice and tight all the way in. All right.
Because that's our 30 degrees, right?
Yeah, 30 degrees. All right, 30 degrees, 45 degrees, something about that. Sails are nice and tight. Okay, so that's it in terms of setting the sails. And then we've got these beautiful little telltale things, and we've talked about these before, you and I.
Yes.
They tell us exactly how to trim the sails. You know what we should do? I think, why don't we switch positions? So you're going to come here. You're going to be on sail trim. I'm going to jump in behind the helm, and I'm going to run you through some exercises where you're going to be trimming the sails, and I'm going to be changing direction of the boat. All right?
Excellent.
Okay, this is going to be fun.
Take over. When you're ready, let me know.
Yep, I now have the helm. Okay, and you can transport yourself to the sail trim area.
Got it.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to tack the boat, and then we'll start trimming the sails on the other side. So I'm just going to turn the wheel. We're going to end up on the other side. We're going right through the wind. That was a tack, where the bow of the wind went through the wind. We're on the other side. We're heading back towards the race course. And so I want you to tell me which sail you're going to trim, and then I want you to go ahead and trim that.
First of all, I'm going to trim the jib sail because the telltale green is shaking a little bit.
Yeah, because when we do a race, it's more important to get the sails in an approximate position very quickly and then trim. So now I want you to trim.
Just a little more.
There you go. That's pretty good. The red is moving.
Maybe just a little bit out to get the telltale red straightened up.
Oh, you're awesome. See, this is awesome. You have got the concept down. All right. So
now it's cool.
Yeah, I'm going to call you a sailor at this point, right? You know what you're doing with the sails. You know how to set them to an approximate position, and then you know how to trim them. And I'm going to mess you up one more time, and then the end of this lesson. Okay.
To 90 degrees. Is that where you're going?
Yep, that's about right.
90 degrees. Now what we're going to do is we're going to push out the jib stick a little bit.
The jib sail. Now, instead of saying a little bit, I want you to tell me exactly how you're going to approximately set those sails. So tell me what you're going to do with the sails.
So I'm going to bring out the jib sails and the sail about halfway out.
Perfect. That's exactly the answer I wanted to hear. That's what I wanted to hear. So see that concept? See how I've split it in half, right? You set the sail approximately as fast as you possibly can, then make adjustments with the telltales, all right? Okay.
Yes.
So I'm going to call this lesson over and done with.
Well, you're still in Austin and I'm still in Hawaii, right?
No, we're not. We're in Sydney Harbor. All right.
And the yacht is in Sydney Harbor. How awesome.
Now, if you notice over here, we've got a little button called Start the Race. So, okay, Ahmed, what we're going to do now is we're going to join a race. And I'm going to be on helm. You're going to be on trim. And we're going to try and do as best we can around this race and have an absolute blast. There is another boat out there. I think they're going to join us. So when I click this Start the Race button, there'll be a timer. It'll start timing down. We'll have a few seconds or 30 seconds or so to get the boat into the right position, and then we're going to go around the buoys. Number 1 buoy, number 2 buoy, number 3 buoy, and then back to the start. And this is our competition right in front of us. So we're all getting ready to start. So let's start the race. So the race starts in 117 seconds. So what we're going to do is we're just going to mess around over here. So anybody watching this, we'll be back in a little while. Trim them in nice and tight. And we started the race. Perfect. We started the race with 1 second to spare. Okay, so now we need to, I'm going to tack the boat. And I want you to trim those sails as fast as possible, Ahmed. Trim, trim, trim.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome. Get that in nice and tight, right? 30 degrees.
Right.
So we've got to go around this buoy over here. There's a nice little cardinal mark. That's a west cardinal mark. There's a compass right there in front of us. Okay, get ready. I'm going to tack the boat. As soon as we tack the boat, I want you to trim those sails in as fast as you possibly can, okay? Let's go. I'm tacking. All right, trim the sails in. Get them in quick, quick, quick. We're going to be 30 degrees on it, so I want you to trim them in nice and tight. Tight as possible. Okay, and I want you to let the sail out a little bit now. I'm going downwind. I'm turning down. So start to let it out slowly. And okay, that's my heading about there. So trim the sails nice and quick. How should the main sail? I want the main sail trimmed out. So I want you to do that.
Yes, the main sail has to be out.
Okay, both sails need to be moved to that approximate position and then trim. Okay, and then what we're going to do when we go around this, I'm going to jibe. We're going to come all the way around here over to number 3 over there. The sails are going to come across the other side. And then I want you to trim the sails as fast as possible. They'll be out quite a way. So here we go around. So take a look. How we're doing. Just trim that main sail and that head sail. Trim it in a bit. And you can talk, tell me what you're doing.
I'm bringing this in, and I'm also going to bring this booger in a little bit.
Okay, that's good. That's a bit. Yep.
Just
now, when we go around this, Ahmed, when we go around this, I'm going to come up tight on the wind. Okay? So that means you're going to pull the sails in nice and tight as far as they go. Okay?
Okay.
You get it nice and quick. So here we go, around the mark. And let's get those sails in nice and tight, both of them. Perfect. All right. Where's that? Look at our competition is way behind us. We are whooping them. We're doing really good on this. We'll just come up on the wind a bit more. We're going to do a tack soon, meaning we're coming across the other side. The sails are still going to be in nice and tight, but you'll have to tighten up that head sail as fast as you can, okay? You're going to trim it up.
Okay.
Okay, you ready? And we're going to wait a few more seconds. A few more seconds. Okay, we're going to go. We're attacking the boat. And I want you to get that sail in nice and tight. The head sail nice and tight. The main sail has to be in nice and tight all the way. Little mistake there. You probably shouldn't have let it out. We're going to get them in nice and tight. And we're crossing the mark. We're going to finish the race. Ready? And we are done. All right. Well, we whooped our competition. There they are way back there. So, Ahmed, I want to give you a high five on that one. Okay, over here now. High five. Bang!
High five.
All right. And how are these lessons for you? We're in virtual reality. We're not really in Sydney Harbour, but did you feel...
I think it's going really well. I'm really enjoying this, and I'm learning a lot. Because also this is a large sailboat.
Yep.
So therefore, it kind of gives me a feel for how to do things. Number one, how to steer the boat left and right, how to pay attention to where you're going. Number two, how to adjust the sails very quickly, and then use a telltale to modify it. Look at the wind direction, 30 degrees all the way in, 90 degrees halfway in, and 120 degrees all the way in, all the way out.
Yeah,
yeah.
And then you do fine adjustment after that. Yeah. Yes. And so even that thinking will run a race for you, right? Yes. Because the sails are at the closest position very quickly, and if you can keep the speed of the boat going at the right times, that's how you're going to win a race. So, okay, well, Ahmed, thanks very much for today. That was amazing, and let's get back together soon. Cheers. Thanks, Ahmed.
All right.
Ciao.
Cheers. Thank you very much. Aloha.
Yep. Bye.
Bye.